I migrated to Australia in 1966. We spent 22 days on a ship called Patrice with 1,300 Greeks and 300 Lebanese. When we arrived here, I went and lived with one Greek family who was with me on the ship for 1 year, and I became the godfather for their daughter. I worked hard in this country to make something of myself. First of all, I want to be proud that I am from Lebanese origin. Second, I want to be an Australian and a good Australian too.
My father migrated in the early 1970s. He was 24 and he was looking for employment opportunities and an opportunity for a different life. I think it was around the time where there were some civil issues going on, political issues, and he was young enough and eager and passionate enough to look for something different.
My father migrated from Lebanon in 1970. Him and his family, his parents came down here as well as his brothers and sisters, whereas my mother had a slightly different story where she is of Lebanese heritage but born in West Africa, in Senegal. They moved to the same area, my parents, in Coburg, where a lot of the population moved to.
Really, I tried to integrate very quickly into the Australian way of life and the culture. But there were difficulties for us. A couple of guys, they kept teasing me, "Where is your sandals?" And you live in tents, so they think that everybody in the Middle East living in tents and sandals and all that thing. And I got so worked up, and I said, "Listen, mate, our university is 2,000 years old. That's where the law university started for the Romans in Beirut."
Even taking something like Lebanese bread to school, and this was back 20 years ago to primary school, a lot of people would make fun of you, which was it was character building, but it's something that they really didn't understand, and now you see it that it's everywhere.
Learning the Australian way of life and learning the Lebanese way of life, and then finding the balance between the two. Challenging at times, and as you get older it's much easier, and managing the differences, but also realising the commonalities between the cultures.
If I go to Lebanon now, I can't stay more than 2 weeks. Because I'm not Lebanese anymore. And here they say, "You Lebanese, you're not Australian," you understand me? So some loss, so you have to make the effort to be what you are.
From my point of view, I grew up saying, wherever I went, people would ask me, I'd say dead set I'm Lebanese. That's it. It's just how I grew up. But as you mature, you start seeing where the Australian culture has really, this is what I know, this is where I was born, this is where I've lived all my life. And even though I've somewhat been nourished by the Lebanese sort of values that my parents have brought in, by the traditions, by the dancing, by the music, by the food, bringing that into an Australian setting, I suppose, is where the Australian Lebanese culture fits in.
Cultural festivals like the one held at the Immigration Museum for the Lebanese community are really important. It gives the community an opportunity to be a part of a celebratory event, and an opportunity for sharing of identity and appreciating difference.
Lebanese are very well known for their hospitality. When you come over for a dinner, you're not just going to get one or two snacks. It's a smorgasbord of food. And it's a very close-knit community that tends to help each other. And it's just something we're proud of, our background.
Basically, I'm excited to see the Dabke group, seeing the performers on stage. That'll be very exciting, as well as the tabbouleh presentation. How to make tabbouleh, it's something I've always wanted to know. So that'll be quite good to see.
The special thing about the Lebanese community is probably their resilience. They've gone through a lot of trouble in the past. Migration waves have been happening over the past 130 years, and that's to do with the wars that have happened in Lebanon. They've managed to come to a new country, learn a new language, and really fit in with the broad Australian community. The board I'm standing at right now is a board that shows all the famous Lebanese Australians and the Lebanese diaspora around the world, which has really been strong in being able to set up in a new land and being able to succeed.
Yes, a festival of this is important to the Lebanese community in Victoria because, as I've said in my briefing, that even though they are really very well integrated in the society, but they preserve strong bonds with their country. And it's no secret that our country is called the country of the Cedar, in French, le pays des cèdres, because in Lebanon we have the most prestigious cedars which exists on the earth and which really last for thousands of years.
I love the generosity of the culture. They're very caring, kind, they're hospitable, they love having fun, they love getting together, they value family, they value people and connection. I love that about the Lebanese culture.
The young kids being born here, are shown their parents' stories, their parents' parents, the stories of migration, why they came here, why the Australian values that are here these days, why they're so important to follow.
I see myself as practicing our culture to the limit, yes.